Hello, welcome to the video of Biyovent Pressure-Controlled Modes in invasive treatment. Let me introduce you to the Biyovent, an ICU type ventilator produced by Biosys Biomedical. The pressure-controlled ventilation mode is a mode in which the ventilator controls the pressure applied to the patient's lungs. In this mode, the ventilator maintains a specific pressure level and adjusts the patient's breathing accordingly. This mode is particularly useful in cases where the patient's lung elasticity is reduced, respiratory muscles are insufficient, or a specific tidal volume needs to be maintained. Pressure-controlled ventilation ensures oxygenation and ventilation by keeping the pressure applied to the patient's lungs at a constant level. The pressure-controlled ventilation mode is designed to support the patient's respiratory muscles and reduce their breathing effort. However, the most suitable ventilation mode for each patient is usually determined based on clinical evaluation and the patient's response. Now, we will show you pressure control modes in the Biyovent ICU type ventilator. The first mode we are going to show is Pressure Target Continuous Mandatory Ventilation Mode. This mode provides fully controlled respiratory support at a specific pressure level. In this mode, the ventilator maintains a specific pressure level at a set time and delivers air to the patient's lungs at this pressure. There is no trigger in this mode. The mode's key points are being pressure targeted and time cycled, and it is mechanically ventilator triggered. The next mode is Pressure Target Assist Control Ventilation Mode. There is a conventional time cycled, pressure targeted ventilation time. This mode provides assisted respiratory support within a specific pressure range. The patient's own breathing efforts are supported within this pressure. This mode is designed to support the patient's respiratory efforts and help control ventilation. It is also pressure targeted and time cycled. On the other hand, this mode is patient ventilator triggered. Another mode under pressure control modes is Pressure Target Synchronized Intermittent Mandatory Ventilation plus Pressure Support Ventilation Mode. This mode provides pressure support to assist the patient's breathing while delivering mandatory breaths at fixed intervals. This promotes natural breathing while providing controlled ventilation. It combines pressure-targeted, time-cycled breaths with pressure support for spontaneous breaths between mandatory ones. It is also pressure-targeted and time-cycled, and it is patient or ventilator triggered. It provides pressure support for spontaneous breaths between mandatory ones. Next, we have P-bilevel mode. This mode combines synchronized, time-cycled, pressure-controlled mandatory ventilation with spontaneous breathing at both pressure levels. Tidal volume results from the difference between two pressure values, P and pins, depending on lung resistance and elastance. Pressure support can be provided for spontaneous breaths. The key feature for these modes are the same with the previous one. Now we have Pressure Target Pressure Support Ventilation Mode. This mode refers to pressure support ventilation. Pressure support ventilation is used to support the patient's own breathing. In this mode, the device provides support at a specific pressure level, but the patient's breathing rate and volume are not controlled. It allows the patient to control their own breathing while providing a set level of pressure support. It is pressure-targeted patient or mechanically ventilator triggered, and most importantly, it is flow cycled. Lastly, we have Airway Pressure Release Ventilation Mode. This mode applies continuous positive airway pressure but allows pressure releases at set intervals. In this mode, there are two primary pressure levels, high pressure and low pressure. This mode allows more homogeneous lung ventilation while maintaining high CPAP levels for oxygenation and providing rest periods for the lungs. It can be especially effective in conditions like acute respiratory distress syndrome, helping keep the lungs open and facilitating oxygenation while allowing the lungs to rest. It must not be forgotten that all the modes should be used under doctor supervision. Thank you.